Day one of the World's Strongest Man Final 2022. We got 3 events for you today. The Knaack Medley, the Deadlift for Reps, and the Flintstone lift. I am mega pumped for this.
Okay, day one of the finals then, Laurence, and no one is holding back now. It's balls to the wall, every man for himself, dog eat dog, and obviously we're starting with a Knaack Medley, which is a box carry into a Superyoke. Tell us the rules.
So the rules are pretty simple. Fastest man wins. They have 2 of the Knaack boxes, 125 kilos each, into a 455 kilo Superyoke, 1,000-pound yoke. So solid weights, all about speed and strength. Really important to get off to a good start. I believe that to win this competition this year, you need to be top 5 in every event. If you slip down out of that top 5, you're going to give away too many points. We have too many freaks now. There's so many incredible athletes competing at World's Strongest Man. If you want to win it, you need to be consistent. That being said, let's take a look at the results for the first event.
Now, I feel like we banged on about this man a little bit in the group stages, but clearly with good reason, because in first place is World's Strongest Man rookie, international and pro scene rookie, Mitchell Hooper from Canada.
This is crazy. Mitchell Hooper against some of the absolute best in the sport, and he comes first on his first ever event in his first ever final of World's Strongest Man. The incredible JF Caron took 45 events to win an event in the final of World's Strongest Man. First timer, Mitch Hooper, nothing. 21 seconds, 96 on the medley. And look, Tom Stoltman, Oleksii Novikov, Luke Stoltman, Martins Lisses, Brian Shaw, all these incredible names that he beat. And he beat Tom by a fair few seconds.
I was going to say, it's interesting the times, because you've got Mitchell, who was considerably faster, Tom and Oleksii extremely close, but then a jump again until we get to Luke, Martins and Brian.
Absolutely. I mean, the things that stand out from this first event, obviously the incredible performance from Mitch Hooper, but Tom Stoltman, nice and consistent. What he wants today is a solid day. I believe Tom's best day is tomorrow. Looking at the events, I believe Oleksii's best day is today, so he needs good performances, and both of them will be happy to be in the top 3 after that first event. Luke Stoltman in 4th place, that is perfect for him. He'll be really pleased with that. I think Lisses would have preferred to be up a place or 2.
I think so.
And Brian Shaw, again, maybe he would have preferred to be up a place or 2 as well, but they're all still in with a chance.
No huge surprises, apart from possibly Mitchell.
I think Mitch Hooper, just because he's so new, but yeah, you've got the main players, if you like, dominating that first event.
Event number 2 then, and it's the car deadlift for reps. Bar is in front of them, they're allowed suits, they're allowed straps, around about 360 kilos, we're told is the weight.
Yeah, 360 kilos in the hands. Hard to kind of gauge it compared to a normal deadlift bar, but it's going to be hard. It's World's Strongest Man, and it's about who can do the most.
Now, before we look at the results, the biggest deadlifter for a 1 rep max in this competition on a standard like 9-inch deadlift is Mitchell Hooper.
He is
475 kilos, if I'm not mistaken.
Ridiculous.
One of the biggest deadlifts in the world.
Absolutely, but we have some very solid deadlifters in this competition. Brian Shaw, a huge deadlifter in the past. Oleksii Novikov has pulled over 1,000 pounds. Trey Mitchell is a huge deadlifter. Martins Lisses is awesome for reps. Let's see how the athletes did. As you can see, Oleksii Novikov gave absolutely everything to win this event. He knows today's an important day for him. Said that on the last event. But this is a big performance. When he was in the final in 2020 and won the championships, he won the deadlift in that event. It was a deadlift for max from a higher starting position.
18-inch, yeah.
This time he's shown reps, not a problem. 15 reps with 360 kilos. When you look at Tom Stoltman and Trey Mitchell in 2nd place, this is big for both of these guys. Trey, we expect big deadlifts from. He's a very powerful athlete. But Tom last year when he won World's Strongest Man, actually placed much lower on the deadlift. This year, he's come joint second. This is big news for Tom Stoltman fans. And then we have the awesome newbie, Mitchell Hooper, Martins Lissis, and Brian Shaw all tied on 12 repetitions. The problem with tying is you get less points because they put all the points together for those 3 athletes and then divide it by the 3 of them. So it's only 6 points for each of those guys. That is a drop from Trey and Tom, who both got 8.5. Could be vital when we get to the real deciding events tomorrow. But this was all about Oleksii Novikov. Blood bursting out of his nose, apparently. Giving absolutely everything to show he is still someone that is here to win.
So we've always known it's his weakest event. How do you think Luke will feel about coming 8th in the deadlift?
I think he's done really well. I mean, he's hit 9 reps. He was only a few reps behind the likes of Martins and Brian Shaw.
It's a shame for him there's so many bloody good deadlifters.
I guess the big issue for Luke in this one was Max getting in between them.
Yes,
Maxime Boudreault.
Yeah.
Another athlete that's not renowned as a huge deadlifter. He's clearly been working hard on it and making progress. I think this could be the event that stops someone like Luke winning the title. He's going to need a huge performance on the next 4 events now. But what a competition it's turning out to already.
I know. It's crazy. And Mitchell Hooper, so I said he's got the biggest deadlift for, a single rep. Do you think his result here, even though it's a very good result, do you think this shows a lack of experience in this type of deadlift? Or is it just the fact that it is a different type of deadlift?
It could just be the fact that it's a different type of deadlift. I mean, yes, the other guys are a bit more experienced. They've had more chance to train on different types of kit, do deadlifts in all sorts of different conditions, which is important. But Mitch Hooper has still come joint. I mean, it says joint 4th. Really, you're looking at joint 3rd. 2 athletes on 13, 3 athletes on 12. Obviously, Oleksii out in the win. But he's had a faultless start to World's Strongest Man so far. Winning that first event, nice solid performance here. If he can go and do well on our next event and finish day 3 in the top 3, I'm sure he's going to sleep well. Considering it's his first World's Strongest Man.
He should sleep well anyway. He's got a lot to be proud of. So let's look at the standings after 2 events then.
So you can see here, guys, 2020 champion Oleksii Novikov on top, only half a point ahead of the 2021 champion Tom Stoltman. Now for me, Tom getting second place on the first 2 events is really big.
Yeah, I think so too. Because like you said, I think day 2 is his best event.
I agree. I've picked Tom Stoltman out as my winner. Now people will say I'm biased, he's British. But when you look at the events, he has some great events to come. This next one is going to be the question mark. How can Tom do on the event? And this is the same for all these athletes. We've not seen an event like this at World's Strongest Man since 97?
Something like that, yeah.
I need to check the dates, but this next one is going to really, for me, be the big decider.
The Flintstone lift then, Lozzie. Max event starting at 175 kilos. It's rising bars. That means the guys aren't choosing their weights. They are free to skip a weight, but the weight increments are set and then the athletes can choose to do it or not. They only have 1 attempt. If they fail the lift, they are out of the competition.
Yeah, so it started at 175 and every single athlete gets their lift, no problem. They moved up to 190, every athlete gets their lift. It took 200 kilos to see 2 men eliminated. So with best lifts of 190 kilos, in 9th place we have Gabriel Rheaume and Eythor Melsted, picking up 1.5 points each. Now I don't think it's a shock. No, but this is, with how well this guy's been doing, the dream has maybe been slashed slightly.
The big difference, I guess, in previous performances would be
Mitch Hooper coming 8th. He hit 200 kilos, could not go any higher. 3 points for Mitch. Then we have Maxime Boudreault and Luke Stoltman.
And
Brian Shaw and Trey Mitchell, all tying for points. 5.5 points each. Maybe it would have been good to see a lift in between that one to try and separate some of them. But all 4 of those guys tying for 5.5 points each in 4th place. Now, these top 3 were just unbelievable. If you guys watched our live stream, we were going absolutely crazy. Where they just kept getting the lifts.
Yeah. So Martins in third place with 235 kilos. Absolutely incredible. Tom Stoltman hit 240, which is equaled the world record in all competitions, in all strongman competitions.
And one thing we should point out is Tom decided to leave it there.
Yeah.
He did not go for the next weight, but Oleksii Novikov...
He did.
And vitally for Oleksii, he got the win.
Yeah, 200.
2 wins back-to-back.
Kilos.
10 points, maximum points, and it's been an incredible day for the 2020 champion. But how did that leave the overall?
Let's get it up. So, leading after day one of the finals, Oleksii Novikov with 28 points, 1.5 points ahead of the current champion, Tom Stoltman. Third place, Martins. That last event was big news for Martins. He's up to 20 points now.
In the mix. Yeah. I mean, it's hard right now. I know you're going to go through everything, but it's hard right now to see beyond Tom and Oleksii.
Yeah, and I mean, those three were our top three, but yeah, you're right. That's a big points drop from second to third place after only 3 events. So Martin's in third with 20 points. Mitchell Hooper still in the top 5 there. He's in fourth place with 19 points. Trey Mitchell right up there too with 18 points in fifth place. Then Brian Shaw, Big B, he's in sixth place right now with 16.5 points. Luke Stoltman behind him in seventh place, 15.5 points. Maxime Boudreault, 8th place with 11.5. Then Gabriel Rheaume on 6 points in 9th place, and Eythor Melsted with 4 points in 10th place.
So 3 events down. Currently, Oleksii Novikov is leading the pack. Now, the interesting thing is we have 3 completely different events tomorrow, but both, I mean, you got to say the top 3 guys have all been consistent. None of them placing outside the top 5, and Oleksii and Tom being extremely consistent. I think Tom second place on every single event, and Oleksii taking 2 big wins, putting him in a great position. The thing for me, looking at this, when we look at tomorrow's events, Alexi's question mark, I guess, is the truck pull and the power stairs. Can he hold off the surge that you know is going to come from the likes of Lissis? The likes of Brian Shaw has got good events tomorrow. Trey Mitchell is very dangerous, and we just never know with Mitch Hooper.
No, you don't know what to expect with Mitch. Because
I think it's all to play for. But looking at the scores, I think Tom Stoltman is going to go to bed tonight a very happy man with the events that are coming tomorrow.
I agree. So there we go then, guys. 1 day of the finals down, 1 more day to go. Tomorrow, like you said, we've got the bus pull, we've got the power stairs, and then finally we've got the Atlas stones. We will have live weight parties scheduled for every single event tomorrow, and then of course the recap afterwards as well. We hope you can join us. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to eventually be the world's strongest man. Has your opinion changed from your original prediction? And we will see you again tomorrow.